All right, here with Pat for an autopsy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, it's actually, we're at like, what, 25 degrees? So it's like summer.
Really, am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really fucking cold outside. It's brutal, you know. It doesn't always make for easy touring, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you guys have been safe.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
For the most part, we had we actually had a little fender bender in Washington. It was a pretty bad accident, but we only got a little of it, so we got lucky. But other than that, and our van breaking down in St. Louis,
and that was like the first night, right?
It wasn't even. It was a few nights before. We had some dates routed across the country to get to California, and we played a date in St. Louis. We were maybe like 15 miles outside the venue, and the transmission just decided to dump. And we basically drove 30 miles an hour on a major interstate, got to the venue, played the show, stayed in town for a couple days, worked out a rental, and here we are. We got to St. Louis, we played the show, and then we had to work out a rental. So Andy from Green Vans, we got real lucky.
Yeah, we can't get past that anymore.
He drove the van down to us. We drove 34 hours from St. Louis non-stop directly to Sacramento. So we missed the first day and started the tour from there.
But once again, the metal community always comes through.
Yeah.
Helps people out. I heard there's some good people in St. Louis that kind of offered you help.
Final Drive, like, they like trying to come to our rescue, and while we ended up working it out on our own, they were very willing to help us, and we were really appreciative of those guys. So they're a good band. They're like kind of like southerny, like dirty, heavy metal kind of stuff. They're real cool. Check them out.
So you're kind of in a transition period here between, you know, the material and Hellbound, and now, you know, you've got a new vocalist, Joe Battleato.
Yeah.
And you're done with your new LP. It's basically in the can, right?
What's that?
You're really good at drums. Your new LP's in the can. It's done.
Yeah,
right?
It's done. We finished it. We went to Europe, and then we went to Australia with Suicide Silence. And we got home. Actually, we did Europe with Suicide Silence and Die Art, and then we did Australia with Die Art, Psychroptic, Distant Tomb, and Revocation. That tour was a banger.
Yeah,
it was a crazy tour.
Yeah.
And then we got home, and we had all this material, and we just decided to record the record because we had time. It's done. It's probably being mixed and mastered while we're talking right now. And it's good. It's different in the sense that we were able to explore more genres of heavy metal. You know, take a little bit from here, a little from there, but it's still fit for an autopsy, and it's still super aggressive and angry. But Joe is a very talented singer, so we have the ability to do some more things that we couldn't do before. We're doing it, so it's pretty rad. Stoked.
What for people? They never want me down in the green room. So for people who haven't heard Joe yet, what would you compare Joe to, like his sound?
I mean, he's very influenced by Dave Johnson. He's very influenced by Vincent from the Occasion Street, CJ, but he's also influenced by like Joe Gojira, like all those dudes. Like, he's got a very big range. It allows us to explore a little more. You know, he likes Lamb of God. He was in a hardcore band, so he likes that tough, like mid-range kind of like Hatebreed kind of. Yeah, he's got a little of everything, man. And I know that a lot of people come out and they say, "Oh, our singer can do anything," and then you hear him and he's like one or two cool things, and then that's it. This dude is like, he's legit. You know, he does what we wish every other vocalist that we had could do. You know, so we can dip into a little bit of like the pitch scream stuff, like do more layers, and you know, there's no clean singing like, you know, fancy clean stuff, but there's some like dirty yelling and pitch screamy stuff. It's definitely a cool avenue for us to go. Yeah.
Any possible release date, like where you're looking for?
I would say you could be expecting late May, early June, kind of thing. Yeah, I can't nail it down. We haven't been given. We were obviously shooting for something different than what we're ending up at because there's always some kind of hold up. The art gets held up. You know, the mix gets held up because something happens. Somebody gets sick. You know, we had a couple of days in the studio where, you know, Joe caught a cold, so we didn't want to beat up his vocals too bad. So, you know, it all got moved around. But you figure late spring, early summer. That's awesome. We're ready.
Great. After this tour wraps up, you got a few more weeks on this one.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here?
Co-headliner in May.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Might come around back here again?
We hope so.
Cool. Very cool.
We like it here.
Yeah. We'd like to having you here. I mean, this is a Steel City. We like our music pretty heavy here.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to ask you, I read that you're a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
How do you keep that skill up being on the road? That's pretty tough.
I work on the road.
You do?
Let's make it real clear. I work as much as I can on the road. Like, if you come to a Fit for an Autopsy show and you want to get tattooed, you can hit me up through my Facebook, or, you know, leave a comment on the Facebook page for our band, and then I'll get in contact with you. I'll book. You know, I know people all over the country. I'll get a guest spot somewhere, and I can tattoo you on the road. I work on the guys in the bands. I work. I hustle while I'm on the road. I like tattooing. I bring like a mobile tattoo studio with me, so I work my ass off as much as I can.
All right.
Because you can't sleep on that, man.
No. You know, my buddies who work in that industry, they're like, you can't, like, even when they go on vacation for like a week or two, they're
like you're cheating on
you
your
come
life,
back
man.
and you're like,
it's fucked up. Yeah. So I work as much as I can on the road. When I'm at the studio in New Jersey, there's a couple shops there I'll guest spot at. I guest spot in California, there's a place in Texas, a couple places in Florida. So I definitely try to work as much as I can.
Well, I might have to take you up on that next time you're in Pittsburgh.
I'd love to tattoo.
I will do that. All right, man. Thank you so much for taking time with us.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see you guys with Joe tonight. It's been great.
Well, thank you for everything, man. We're excited to play.
Thank you.
Thanks.